Welcome to the Temple of Flame. On today's Fake Black Lights, we take a look at this. And what this is from Gindo's, it is the blueberry habanero hot sauce. And anytime I have a sauce from Gindo's, they're always in danger of being in sauce of the year contention. The fruit-based ones, however, fruit-based sauces have to me, they have a sort of flexibility limiter built in, I guess, in that a lot of things I don't necessarily want to have fruit on, especially, like berries. Like I wouldn't put berries on pizza most likely. That doesn't really extend to pineapple and not necessarily mango either. I think those are slightly more flexible, but I wouldn't use them anyway on stuff like, macaroni and cheese and so on. But the reason is because Gindo is one of my favorite hot sauce companies. Everything I've had from them has been delicious. Everything. And it's pretty amazing the gamut of sauces that they come up with over there, and they're all just wonderful. So we've got pork tenderloin, yep, chicken, yep, wild rice. I haven't made up wild rice in quite a while. I would be interesting. Ice cream. I'm not sure this one's sweet enough for that, but it would also be interesting. Grilled pineapple. Now, pineapple and blueberry it's too cold for me to try to grill, but that'd be interesting. And blue cheese here at the end, and a little foreshadowing for you there. We've also got ingredients-wise. We start with yellow bell peppers, then blueberries, then distilled vinegar, then water, then red bell peppers, then habaneros, then red wine vinegar, organic cane sugar, Himalayan salt, la baleine, I guess, salt, ground peppercorn, and zubum gum. I don't know how to say that one. La baleine, I don't know if I'm getting it wrong. The fault is surely mine. Let's have a look at it in the old white spoon. Nice and chunky. Good medium thick sauce. Oh man, this is just this is another of those sauces that I opened up and I was like, wow. Oh wow. So we've got a sort of, it's more of a brownish tint. It is there is a slight, there's little particles in there, little bits of purple and so on. Yeah, I would say mostly brown, maybe a little bit towards slight reddish purplish, just a little bit, but for the most part, it's a brown sauce, which is, a lot of blueberry sauces we see don't they add like dyes and junk to them, syrups in particular, but this is definitely, like, the inside of a blueberry is not blue, that's just the skin. So coloration wise, I think this looks pretty good actually. And let's get on into it. It is so lovely. You get the bell peppers. You get the blueberry. It's very, very pepper forward, I would say. It's a sort of slight bit of umami, I think, from the Himalayan salt. And just a little tingle of heat there from the habaneros. Just a gorgeous sauce. This is really, really lovely. So I saw the blue cheese and I thought, am I going to sit here and eat chunks of blue cheese? No. But one of my favorite things with berries is to put them on burgers. So what I did? I fired me up a couple of these, which are, all right, so they're these prepared blue cheese burgers from Private Selection. I've never had them before. I thought, you know, I can kind of do two things, right? We can have blue cheese and we can have burgers. Burgers, red meat I already know goes well with berries. Very well. And I thought, the blue cheese, that might be interesting. I did preserve a little bit here. This one doesn't seem to have a lot of sauce now. Just this section. Let me try to get a baseline here. I cooked up a little weird. Well, I almost never buy frozen burgers. And not to say I never will again, but if I do, it definitely will not be these. But let's get into it with some sauce. That ought to help things out a bit. I was going to get buns and then I forgot. And I actually had some cheddar, and then I started thinking about it. I was like, if I put cheddar cheese on to make a cheeseburger, I should have got a little bit of blue cheese though. Melted that on top. There's not enough blue cheese flavor in this. Predictably, I suppose. Sometimes I have things like this and I don't know how it's going to go. In this case, this doesn't happen a whole like crazy amount of time, but I'll get a sauce that I really like, and then when I shoot the video, sometimes I'll feel like the sauce, you know, the food that I'm putting it on, I feel like it doesn't live up to the sauce. This is a fantastic sauce. These burgers are not the worst I've had. They have a sort of that institutional taste to them, though. I don't like that. Especially for how much they were. I followed the package directions to the letter. And after I pried a couple of these pucks apart, they were frozen solid together. And there's a sheet of ice on, I think both of the triple stacks. That's kind of interesting. I found in 2025 a lot of, and I'm filming this video at the end of 2025, but I found a lot of frozen stuff, including pizzas, that has like a sheet of ice on it. I've never seen that before. And I don't know if that means it's thawing or refreezing or what's going on. I can't imagine they're throwing water in there with it. I've had stuff that I've stored in the freezer, and that doesn't happen. And I'm thinking they're just not getting all the air out before they seal it, or otherwise air is otherwise getting into it. It's just another really brilliant sauce. I might need to get some wild rice, so that sounds interesting. Dude, I haven't made that in a really long time though. The grilled pineapple and pork tenderloin are probably going to be out. This might be really interesting on like a breakfast sandwich though. I'm not sure where I could even get grilled pineapple. It's way too cold for me to try to make it now. I usually grill up a pineapple or 2 or 3 every summer. Got a real good marinade for that. Not really a marinade, it's a coating. This is so good. This sauce is wonderful. The other burger wasn't great. This one's a little bit better. I try to make sure I got a good crust on them. We gotta try to get a good crust, I think, on frozen burgers. And I've seen a lot of a few videos, you know, because I'm always trying to get better. I'm a pretty good cook now. But I'm always trying to get better. And one of the things I've seen a number of times now is flipping your burger once. Just let it sit there. Let it sit there. Obviously, you can't really do this with high heat, or you will burn it. I used a medium-ish. I think it was like 4.5 on my burner. Definitely can't complain about the crust and the caramelization, the Maillard effect. That went over pretty well. Just the patty itself is questionable. Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, it's a delicious sauce. It's so good. In particular, if you like the flavor of bell peppers. The way he used them here is just so brilliant. The fruitiness got lost a bit there on the burgers. So depending on what you use it on, It is a bit more subtle for blueberries. For blueberries being the main fruit here, they are a tad subtle. It is a really good blend of all that stuff. And I like yellow bells. I like red bells. Greens I'm not too in love with. But I love me some yellows and oranges and reds. Absolutely wonderful. And I like to see them, when I see ingredients like that, I do like them to be available as a flavor note. And they definitely, like, it's just works of sauce genius. And there's so, like, they do so many sauces at Gindo's. To have so many that are just flat out fantastic. But also, like I have full confidence in any bottle of Gindo's. And that's not something I don't think I would say about a lot of other sauce companies. But every time I open a bottle of Gindo's, I'm pretty sure I'm in for a treat, and I'm pretty rarely disappointed. Including with this one, which was just kind of jaw-dropping when I first opened it in the head. And I was like, wow. It was different than what I was expecting, to be sure. I was expecting definitely much more of a blueberry, like way forward. And instead, it's like a composite. But I can't say that I'm anything short of pleased with this. And we'll just leave it right there. So that was the Gindo's Blueberry Habanero Hot Sauce. Now go forth in peace to serve the flame.